Oh, all right. Let me make sure. Make sure the stream looks good, and then we're gonna get started. Um, we just. We actually just got monetized, guys. So we have members allowed now, and we have not had that before. So I'm just trying to look, make sure everything looks the way we want, and then we'll be good to go. So, all right, guys. So this is my school group, the Lapel Guard Syndicate. With Lapel Guard Syndicate, guys, it's not just exclusive to Lapel Guard, but we do have a pretty big focus on Lapel Guard. But we actually review a lot of each other's film. This is where I spend a lot of time to help people to invest, watch their sparring content, along with competitions, help them get better at jiu-jitsu faster. So this is where I can also engage with you guys, anybody that is an actual member of the YouTube group, which you guys can check the links down below, or the school group, which you guys actually will have access to my Lapel Guard instructional. You guys can check the links down below and all that fun stuff. But man, it's been crazy getting my internet set back up and making sure everything's good to go. But we have got some more of Sean's sparring film, some that we've actually not had the pleasure of going through yet. For those of you that have been in here before, you guys know Sean's an absolute beast, plays a lot of the lapel lasso, and been working a little bit more of the spider guard here recently too, after the seminar he did with Hamla Bahal. And then we have one of my white belts, very talented dude named Xander. Not just like talented, the dude just works hard and he's extremely tough. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, he is a pain in the butt to deal with. But I'm gonna go ahead and actually get this also posted in our school group so they see that we're actually live right now too. So this will give you guys an opportunity to actually hop in here as well. And then we will be ready to get started. So what is the actual date today? It is 03/13. Man, 2026. How crazy is that, guys? All right, so we should be good to go off this guy. And then let's go ahead and get going here. All right, I'll make sure he doesn't have... Got a little bit of music. It's not bad. But just to be safe for YouTube purposes, we're actually going to leave that off. Oh, guys, where's my phone? I need to get my second monitor set up so I can actually have... Where's my phone? Got my supplement right here. But guys, I do not know where I don't know where my phone is. How am I going to see my chat? Well, we're going to have to do this just on the computer. We'll be fine. We'll make it work. If something doesn't go quite as planned, let's just adjust and adapt. In fact, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to have this just right here. And then let him cook. Ooh. Look at that, guys. That's what we call big brain. All right. Actually, I have no idea who Sean's sparring here. Oh, look at her, dude. She's aggressive. Just so you guys know, this is a Coke Zero. Black belt approved. I like you making some investment there, getting the lapels already out. Sean, I meant to ask you if you've done any study on double sleeve. Spider guard is really great, but spider guard connects extremely well to double sleeve concepts, like extremely well. Now, what in the biscuits and gravy are you doing right here? Uh, and for context, guys, Sean likes to play a lot of the lapel lasso, but you play lapel lasso to the same side as the leg you're playing with, not the cross. But I'm going to withhold judgment, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes you got to let the chef cook a little bit before you say anything here. Now, I said I'll let him cook, but I feel like Sean is making up stuff as he goes here. Okay. There's no lapel zombie here. Are you going to take her over to 50-50? What are we thinking about? Okay, so we opted not to 50-50. You're thinking about toe hold? Nope, he's got an underhook on the left side. What is the goal here, Sean? Okay, so this ankle lock, it's going to hurt, but it's not going to break anything. Some people will tap to it, but dude, this is a tough chick. She gets after it, dude. Sean, I want to know what was when you watch this back, what was your goal um, playing like cross lasso or lapel lasso? Because normally you play it to the same side. I don't think I've seen that before. I don't know if you were just kind of goofing around and winging it, which is totally fine if you were. Sometimes you experiment, but you're going back to it. So this kind of tells me you kind of have a theory that you're playing with. Yeah. It ended well. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if you're trying to bait her to go to knee on belly. Because then if the knee on belly goes through, then this knee comes behind this knee. And then you off balance her this way. I got a feeling she did not do what you were thinking she was going to do. Because you did the reaction without her there, and then you off balance the other way. I mean, it was good at what you did. Like after the fact, I just don't know. Just don't know how I feel about that setup. I think I would just say be cautious doing that. If they go knee on belly, then it's gonna be way easier. I guess if they do that, you try to off balance it the way that you originally intended to, and then you use that momentum to take her back up the other way. I mean, it ended well. The concept was there. I don't know how much I would rely on that. This is a tough chick. Okay, foot past the hip. This is good. All right, Sean. Nice triangle catch and setup here. Yeah, this is a good round. I want to know though, what are some of the options that you play with I guess you would call it cross lapel lasso, but are you trying to encourage them to pass to the opposite side, so then you can off bounce them the other way? I need to have a better idea of what you were kind of thinking in that scenario. It's not horrible. I feel like I'd be a little cautious doing that, if that makes sense. I feel like I need better context. I feel like Xander posted. Well, boys, if I can't find what I was looking for. All right, 1 hour ago. A little bit of no-gi. We can do some no-gi. No-gi is never as fun as the gi, but it is fun. All right, so this is you rolling with your coach's son. How old is this kid? Looks like he's 15, 16. Could be 17. Man, I wish I could consistently wrestle. My back doesn't let me do that. He's like 19. Kid looks really young. But I got a good feeling that Mr. Scrappy Coco can keep up with him pretty good. Even if you can't, my gut tells me you're still going to try to. I'm actually going to be getting a desk in my room, getting a bit of a streaming setup. It should be pretty fun to have. Versus having to do everything from my bed or our little recliner that we have in here. What is the best, the most OP move in Jiu Jitsu? I'm going to pause this for half a second. It depends on the person. Because it depends on what you play. It's like somebody asking me, like, what is the safest guard to play in Jiu-Jitsu outside of close guard? It's the guard you're most confident in. I will tell you there are some mechanics from side pin that when Nicholas Maragall came out to train with me, because we obviously got pans real soon. He also did a seminar, but he was showing me some pinning concepts to where when you have side pin and you get the arm trapped above the head, like this on the far side, and the shoulder trapping here, so the head is right above here. And then when you trap the other arm up like this, you're actually sprawling your hip that's closest to their hip down. That is probably some of the most overpowered, frustrating mechanics I've ever dealt with, because it's not an issue of weight. It's an issue of like the way that they're pinning you, the muscle recruitment you have available to escape is just not there. All traditional ways of escaping do not work at all. And I think somebody even asked him, like, how would you get out of that? It's like, you don't get put in it. That's like the best way to get out of that. So it's not as fancy as an answer, I think, is what you were maybe hoping for, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind is some pinning concepts. If you get there, it's bad. Better defensive wrestling? Oh, so like ooh. I mean, it's I just remember what it's like being a white or blue belt and asking, because I was a Kawatera for a while, and I remember asking him, I don't want to miss these opportunities to help. I remember asking him some questions like defense of a triangle, and then you get the stereotypical just don't get in one. But in reality, like as a black belt now, it's like if you get put in a triangle, the question of how to get out of it, it really depends on whose triangle you're talking about. Because if it's somebody that's really high level, you're probably not going to get out. You're probably going to go to sleep, or you're going to have to give up your arm to try to escape, and you're probably going to get arm barred. Yeah, just don't get put in one. It's not a cop out answer. It's like one of those things that, man, you're so far behind. For a second, once I rewinded this, I thought you had a triangle, but you're really high up. Man, before I ended up goofing my back up a little bit Thursday, I should have been filming my Nogi rounds Tuesday. One of our guys, he's a purple belt. He's been working on his wrestling a lot. And I give my guys room to work, but he's taken me down a couple times. Well, he made it a point to tell everybody. So then we had a little fun super fight deal. And in our little 7-minute round, he did not get one takedown. And I blast doubled the mess out of him. I'm a blue belt and have, we're at 2 years now. I know all coaches are different, but in general, what makes coach promote someone from blue to purple? Is a mindset. What do they want to see? I can only speak for myself, but I feel like in general, it's just your level of improvement. So I have different things that I look for, but it's very subjective. So like promotions are a way to recognize somebody, right? Stripes are kind of like not meaningless, but if I give someone a stripe, it doesn't change who they can compete against. But it is a method in which I can give like public recognition to somebody for their hard work. But I want to see people taking risk and developing more of their jiu-jitsu. So like you don't have to play spider guard, but if we're in a spider guard study and you're developing it and working it and you're like trying to be able to appropriately display the mechanics, then that's obviously a good thing, right? But it's more of like your overall level of jiu-jitsu is what I look at. Mindset could be a part of it. Depends on if you're a competitor. Like, are you a hobbyist? Do you got like kids and you're working, your normal job and you come in to do just jiu-jitsu? Those standards are going to be a hair different. But the biggest thing that like I really want to see with the culture of our gym is I want them developing to be a better risk taker. Not like a risk taker isn't getting hurt, but like a risk taker is in like, dude, I'm not coming in to win every sparring round like it's competition. I'm coming in to win by helping my teammates get better and like showing that my jiu-jitsu is growing and I'm getting better. Like if every round always looks the same for 2 years, there's probably a problem, right? I like people that like study film, that go a little extra outside the box. It doesn't need to go to the extent of like what I go to or some of our full-time athletes go to, but I just want to see someone that's really entrenched in our culture, adding to the team, and their jiu-jitsu is growing and developing. Man, I feel bad. It's kind of like almost like a non-answer, but it's the truth. But yeah, I like what Sean said there. Nerd mullet. I actually like that a lot. I mean, the biggest thing is that like, are you chaining your offense a lot better? Like, I don't want to see somebody having the same game and same tendencies from blue all the way up. Like I want to see somebody, like if you roll with them one day and then you roll with them 3 months, 6 months later, you should notice some differences. Not that they're tougher or stronger, but they're actually throwing different offense at you. Like maybe they have the same kind of core tendencies that they lean to, like they still play a lot of spider guard, but they should have their offense. Like if you look at me from blue belt, oh my gosh, dude, it was give me the lapels and all I played was lapel guard. But then as you fast forward to like where I'm at now, I could play double sleeve, color sleeve, like at a really high level. I could in mixing in some spider guard. Obviously, everybody and their mother needs to have good offense from close guard, but all of that supports and connects to like my lapel guard. Like you're not gonna be seeing me play deep half. I could show things about deep half, and I know deep half, but it's not like my go-to game. It's not what I play, but my game has expanded to things that like connect me to what I really like to play, because ultimately the jiu-jitsu that I decide to do is what my opponent gives me. There are things I could do to them to encourage specific reactions, to guide them where I want to play, but I only can do the jiu-jitsu that my opponent gives me, if that makes sense. But if I'm super narrow, then it's going to be very difficult for me to do whatever I want. But if I have like a variety of offense that I could chain and get to, then I can lead someone to play where I want to play. And if that doesn't work, then I have other offense I can still lean on too. Um, how hard is it? I think it depends on who you're asking, man. I got like extreme like ADHD but at the same time too, like if I have a weird recall to where if you ask me like right now to think of somebody and tell you where they're at, unless I hear like their name, see their face, um, I have to like roll with them if that makes sense. Like if I roll with you 6 months ago and then I roll with you now, for whatever reason, like I have weird muscle memory with like where rounds used to be, what wasn't working, and kind of like the feel. It's very like I don't know, man. There's a lot of nuance to making decisions like that and knowing when somebody's ready. I try to really take into account like people's goals and try to be as fair as possible because I think the worst thing that you could ever do to somebody is promote them too early. Like I had messages from one of the parents about because their kid's 15. He's been with me since he was 12. Kid's a kid pan champion, jiu-jitsu con champion like multiple time, really good. Well, some of his buddies that are 15 at other gyms, they got promoted to purple belt. And I mean this with love. At their gym, they might be a purple belt, but they can't compete IBJJF because I got promoted too fast. And one of those kids that got promoted, I made this comment. I was like, well, the weight he's at, he'll have to fight Ethan, which Ethan's my light feather that is a full-time athlete, that is a pan champion, and it's super freaking dangerous, and he's a purple belt. This kid ran into Ethan, had to fight him 3 times at a local tournament. That kid was, I'm not bragging about this, but he was crying basically at the end of it because he could not do anything to Ethan, and he got destroyed, right? So the kid got promoted way too fast. So it's like, you know, there are levels of jiu-jitsu, but I don't know, man. Like I want people to, if I feel like they're doing jiu-jitsu for the rank, I'm really going to try to like discourage them from doing that. I want them to do it for the love of jiu-jitsu and the community that they get out of it. And if you make your priority to develop your jiu-jitsu and get better faster, you will get promoted faster. But in short, I don't think it's that hard. I mean, like we're like over, like around the kind of like the 150 student range. And even then, like I kind of lean on some of my coaches to give me heads up to start watching some people and like roll with them a little bit to get a better idea. Yeah, I think it's kind of the best answer I can kind of give right now. But Sean, do they have you help with promotions at all? Do you have anything you want to add to that? Okay, hold on. My brain totally lost track here. How did you get on top? Uh, okay. You know what's funny? This concept that you use, tell me if I'm wrong, this is some lapel to plata concepts and kind of ideas here. I actually like that a lot. Man, it's crazy how good some people can get so quickly compared to others. But here's the thing too, dude. It's very rarely about the individual, as in like, for example, Sean was dealt a hand that he's gonna be so tall. He's not gonna be taller than me. He's not. Can he get as good as me in jiu-jitsu? Yeah. But that's through the work that he does of like really studying and trying to work to understand what he's trying to do to his opponent. Like you could practice to get better jiu-jitsu. Sean cannot practice to get taller. I mean that I don't mean to pick on you, Sean. I should have picked on Ethan because Ethan's, you know, he's one of those short kings too. You know what I mean? Um, you do the same thing in RGN, competing every once in a while. I will tell you, like competing is a good way to get promoted faster. Not because like, hey, if you compete, you'll get promoted faster because you competed. But like competing, you get better so much faster at jiu-jitsu. Like there's something about competing that just makes you improve faster. Um, so somebody could train like twice as much as somebody else and still get not better faster than them. I think it's less about the time you do and it's the quality of time of work that you do and what you do off the mat. Like for example, what we're doing right now, I'm reviewing back Sean's film, you know, And even me reviewing back showing Sean's film, my brain is in jiu-jitsu right now. So I'm going through reps, watching sequences, getting different ideas, like helping him. Like coaching helps you also get better at jiu-jitsu faster. But I would not classify myself as a super athletic, genetically gifted person at all. I would think I'm actually, the only gifts I have is that I'm pretty tall. That's it. But we have like one of my other guys that's really good. His name's Addison. Physically gifted beast, but mechanically super good too. But he doesn't like conceptually pick up the ideas very quick in his brain. Like he's a bit of a slow learner with that. But jiu-jitsu wise, he's so crazy talented because when he gets an idea, dude, it's in there. Then I've got Ethan, purple belt. He's a short king, not a very tall dude, but obsessively studies film, dude. I mean, obsessively studies. And when he started, like, he sucked so bad. Like, he was not good. But then when you watch him now, I have to give black belts a heads up when they come train with us. Because, like, hey, small purple belt, you need to roll with him like he's a black belt and, like, get that level of respect. Otherwise, you're going to get submitted. Like, truthfully submitted. It is crazy, though, that coaching helps that much, though. I like that sweep, though, Sean. I like this, too, because you got to let those 19-year-olds know, bro, we're in charge. Which guy? You talking about Ethan? You talking about Sean, the mullet king on top? Oh, dude. So when I roll with Addison, he's like 185 pounds. Kid's 20 years old. I'm more worried about him. He's really dominant positionally. Like he's one of my really good training rounds. Like, and he's big too, very fast. Ethan, smaller guy, but he's more apt to. You can get your arm broken. You're actually doing some good stuff, Sean. I want to cover. I'm going to pause this for half a second while I answer this question. But like Ethan is like very dangerous with like collar sleeve, but with two specific styles. You could look at like Tommy Langaker, to where it's very aggressive, and then you could look at the other style, which is more of like kind of like a flat back style, which you'll see Isaac Dorderling play. He could play both of those styles extremely well. His bolos are really, really dangerous, but his collar sleeve omoplata is probably his most dangerous. I really think out of everybody I've ever trained with, he has the most dangerous omoplatas out of anybody. Like I've seen this guy in competition, not bragging, break 7 people's arms in the position. Like the kid is super dangerous. But if you want to say the secret is we have what we call the 3 to 6 month rule. And he's like one of my examples of like this stuff works, is that he'll spend 3 months in like one study. So let's say it's like collar sleeve. So he's drilling, working, studying, doing in sparring, filming his sparring film, going back through, but he's only focused on this idea and then adding like little reactions at different things that he's seeing through it. Then at the end of 3 months, we have a lot of data and information about what's working and what's not working. Then the next 3 months, we make a decision based off what's connecting really well to the position that would give us like the most bang for our buck. So then we start like working that. But we're still working what we were working 3 months ago. And then this cycle of like every 3 months, adding something in, adding something in, adding something in, like the skill development that goes into that is absolutely insane. So it's like the first 3 months is more of a skill acquisition period where you're learning how to do it live. And then the next 3 months to infinity, you're just trying to make it better and better and better and better. No, it's not late, dude. Um, I would say it's never late to do anything like that. Um, like I understand berimbolo concepts. I could teach it. I could do it, but it's not like my go-to. But there's still some positions that I'm working through that I'm starting to develop more in my game. And you can say I'm super late. I'm a black belt, dude. So I think developing anything in your jiu-jitsu is going to be good, but you got to remember you have to have time. It's time in position. That's what matters most. In fact, that was one of the things I stole from Marigali is what he does. He does 7-minute rounds, positional work, over and 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 over again. That was actually really good, Sean. How did we lose that? Okay, I'm going to explain this to you, Sean, but I feel like I need to show you this to get a better explanation. I like this position here, but I like these knees a hair higher, and I'll explain why. When you feel him roll, this far leg, so your right leg, bring your heel under his butt. To where, think of like you're doing almost like a body triangle, but you're in mount. Okay? When you do that, he's not going to be able to roll through. I stole this from... Kyle Terra originally taught me this, but he got it from Hodger Gracie. So like the origin of this is Hodger Gracie. Yeah, that's the goal. Obviously with the live streams, doing the channel, everything else like that is to kind of build to more of a bit of a podcast out. But as we get more people seeing this and we do these more consistent and I get better set up, we'll definitely get to there because I like the idea of, I don't know, man, like any excuse I have to talk jiu-jitsu, do jiu-jitsu, help people get better faster. And then honestly, like just selfishly, guys, like I'm stealing ideas from people. Like it's actually... Did I get my black belt for Kyle? Yeah, Kyle was there. I got it from Brian and Kyle. So it wasn't like... So Kyle was there the previous year to like kind of like test me, which guys like... Kyle's standards are freaking crazy. Like freaking crazy. But yeah, I did get it from Kyle, but Brian was there too. So like Brian was like... the way that they would do it is that Kyle would come out, he would test a lot of the guys, but he would have like a lot of input, but the final say came from the coach that you were primarily working with, if that makes sense. So like to simplify it further, like whatever the affiliation is, that person would do it under Kyle. So Kyle would have like a lot of input of like yay or nay. That person can still promote them, but there was like a lot of taboo within that, if that makes sense. I think I missed a couple messages here. What do you think of Adam? Dude, so it's funny. Adam Rosinski, he was actually out for a while, taught a seminar at like a neighboring gym, and then he came and trained with me before he left at like 7 a.m. Dude's jiu-jitsu is absolutely incredible. I love his story. But I actually played a lot of his game for about 6 or 8 months, studying him like crazy because one of my good buddies, at the time he was a brown belt, but he was a purple and brown, a double gold world champion and pan champion, gi and no gi, but the dude was like 260 pounds, freaking huge, really good. He was a Masters competitor, world champion, but it's still pretty freaking good. But I had to learn that game because I kept getting into half guard with the guy. And Adam Rosinski's game really helped me a lot. But if you ever study his stuff, it's the version 3 of the half guard, because that's actually what he plays and does. Everything else was not that. I will tell you this. I think starting anywhere with this stuff, with the half guard butterfly, is really good. But anything that you see when it goes to going for the underhook, gripping the belt, just know they may defend the underhook to where you have to take the overhook, grabbing the belt, but the concepts are the exact same and they're almost just as strong. Who do you feel... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me read this again. I have a good question. Who do you feel if I were to look at in competition? Tape is very crafty on how... I'm assuming neutral, you mean the feet. I mean, Keenan had some like ideas that were good. I will tell you, a lot of guys now, depending upon the weight class, it's going to be very tough to do that. If I try to get lapels out on the feet, at lightweight, guys are pulling guard. It's way too late. Um, I like getting well. I like getting lapels out from close guard and double sleeve. It's because like with double sleeve, I'll force them over to the keymaster, and then I'll get the lapels out every single time. But man, Keenan's kind of still Keenan. Well, okay, Eric Muniz is a really good one. I can't believe it took me that long to answer that. So I would say Eric Muniz. I want to tell you the way that I do it is really good. I mean, it works. I've had a lot of success with it. The best guys in the world. Um, but if I had to say someone else, dude, Eric Muniz is that good. And just so you guys know, like my coach right now is Nicholas Marigali. He's very black and white. He speaks very highly of Eric Muniz about how good he is. He is a different. He's built different to say the least. That is a guy I would really study and watch because I still study him. Uh, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't get the lapel too much anymore from De La Hiva. I get it primarily from double sleeve. Um, Double sleeve. If I get single X first, I will get it out from single X, close guard, and then okay. I don't want to say this because I feel like it'll be done to an extreme, but I'll actually get it from like when I'm controlling both of their hands on the feet, and I'll bring my foot up, and I'll kind of like kick the lapel out, like swipe it to open it up. I actually stole that from Keenan, and it works. I don't know if I would do that in competition, just because a lot of what I do is I race them to guard pulling, and then if we double pull, I'm gonna try to break their leg. If that makes sense. All right, so no, you do not need long legs to play collar sleeve. I'm telling you, Ethan has the shortest legs in the world. If you actually go to my YouTube channel on the shorts, it should be relatively recent. It'll talk about his flexibility. The dude can take his elbow and touch his toes. He is flexible, but that's because he has a long torso and very short legs, is the reason why his elbow can touch his feet. Dude's like a hobbit. He's a short dude, but his legs are short and his torso's long. His collar sleeve is extremely annoying and extremely dangerous. And he's one of the reasons why I play when I'm like passing or dealing with collar sleeve. I'll only play like cross sleeve control to deal with the collar sleeve because in the triangle omoplata is not there, or I'll play to controlling the belt. He's one of the reasons that I do that a lot to prevent um, collar sleeve entirely. But longer legs is easier to catch a triangle, requires a little bit more attention to detail and finishing. Shorter legs can be a little bit more difficult to catch a triangle, but the triangle is always going to be tighter with shorter legs. Always, 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 always. Look, get it on film. I want to see it, but they control both hands. And because generally the right lapel, then the left lapel is always tucked, your left foot comes up, and you kind of like just use your toes, swipe at the lapel. Just do me a favor, do not accidentally kick your coach and tell them I told you to do that. Collar sleeve is a good one to start with. I will tell you, collar sleeve is the most aggressive guard in jiu-jitsu because disproportionately the volume of outcomes you're going to get from collar sleeve are going to be submissions. Um, but you're going to have to be really comfortable retaining your guard. Isaac Dordeline is one of my favorite guys to watch. Him and Tommy Langacre, two different styles, but crossover concepts. The safest guard to kind of play and learn first that I like to guide people to now is double sleeve. Double sleeve is really strong. Great. I'm excited to be the fall guy, dude. If I ever meet you at a tournament and your coach is there, he's like, "Oh, you're the guy that told him to freaking kick me." I want to know what you're thinking here because this elbow, you see how high this elbow is and where his primary hand that could defend your... This is over, right? Where the hell is this? I'm trying to see the orientation of your arms. Okay, I got his arm mixed up. I thought that was yours. It was his. This is actually good. This is good. You keeping your keep his elbow high. This hand, I'm assuming you're running as interference. You can choke with one hand here, but you're on the jaw a little bit. That was clean. Look at you, dude. Looking at the camera. You want to make sure the camera's on and that you got that on video. I know what you're thinking, dude. The straight jacket was beautiful. Like a legit beautiful. Yeah, if you need a good open guard to play, collar sleeve is great. Double sleeve is great. Any that you invest time into is going to end up going really well, dude. I promise. Look at you, dude. Showing that 19-year-old who's boss. Man, watching wrestling kind of makes me sad because I can't wrestle the same way that I used to. I can defensively wrestle, but outside of that, I can't do what I've done in the past. It's too much of a risk of flaring out my back. Woo! Oh! 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 Uh. He tried to jump. No, he did jump. He jumped the trip. You did a really good job lifting that. Using your head. Yeah, he jumped the leg. If you look, when he went to trip, look, he jumps. But when somebody jumps, he gets a lot lighter. So then it's much easier for him to lift. That was pretty nice, dude. Let's go. I'm going to give you one of these, all right? I like it. I like how, too, when he's looking to build height to the inside, watch what you do here. Okay, so when you do this, I can tell you're on your toes, but watch how you start to try to turn belly down, lifting up this leg, using your body to help pin the hips down. And to me, it looks like you do a really good job of not overdriving to where he can't roll you through. This is good. This is really good. I don't like how our friend here is allowing his elbow to get trapped. He should be framing at the hip, but this was good. Let's see here. My back hurt rest of the weekend. Hey, in a way though, Sean, tell me you didn't feel like it was low-key worth it. Low-key. Your wife's not here to hear it. Be honest. It was worth it, dude. You got the takedown. You let that 19-year-old know, hey, you're still king, okay? You joined after it started. Is this footage from your gym or someone else submitted for you to review? Yeah, this is Sean. This is not my gym. This is Sean's gym. He's actually a really scrappy brown belt. I actually really enjoy working with this dude. He's made a lot of good progress. But he's part of our school group, met through YouTube. Dude's doing absolutely incredible. Yeah, if nobody's listening, high key worth it. And I say nobody's listening because, oh, well, you're back, you're this or that. It's like, with love, shut up, dude, I got the takedown. But we do feel the pain later. I'll be honest with you. It's a lot of the reason why I pull guard. Like, do you think, like I'm 36 years old. I compete at the black belt adult level. Do you think I want to right off the bat try to wrestle some 19, 20-year-old dude that, let's be honest, if they drug test them, do you think they're going to pass that drug test right now? No. Okay, I'm fueled by nicotine, caffeine, and I don't take creatine as much as I should, but I appreciate that, Sean. You've been really fun to work with, though, dude. I call Sean Scrappy Coco because, dude, some of the scrambling exchanges this dude gets in, he can put himself into sometimes a little bit of danger, but he just freaking gets out. You'd have to go back through some of the lies, but I reviewed his last competition, and dude, I don't know how that guy was the same weight as you. He had to have been a little bit bigger. Made that dude quit. I I know that guy quit. Look, if I don't make it to Valhalla because I pull guard, that's fine, dude. I'll pull guard every freaking day. It was actually really good, dude. That takedown was sick. I will tell you though, the idea of like defensive wrestling, playing a little more to the front headlock, I do like a lot. I don't know how much you've worked through some of your front headlock game. I've seen like a little bit of it. You've got some good like peek outs and stuff when you're on bottom, but I really like high risk guillotine variations. But it's more of like a combination of arm in and the high risk. So if you look at like how Giancarlo attacks a lot of his stuff, that's how I do all of mine. And I'll transition depending upon how they fight my hands. I'll either go to like a Darce or I'll go to the Anaconda choke. Yeah, why did I think you? I thought you said he was the same weight class, dude. Yeah, two weight classes above you makes sense. He looked big. He looked bigger than me. I mean, I was taller than him, but I'm kind of taller than everybody. I want to see some of your front headlock work, and the reason why I say that is because, like, dude, I love the front headlock. Love it, dude. And I mentioned earlier the one of my purple belts. And look, dude, if I'm working something, I don't mind if you score on me. You know, like the only time I mind if someone scores on me is if I made an error doing something and I'm like, okay, I got to do better. But I'm not mad somebody took me down. But Michael, we talk trash at our gym to each other and it's a lot of fun. But he was like telling people, like he would take me down. I submit him every time, dude. I'm telling you, I submit this guy 100 times. He was like, yeah, but who got the two? Who got the two? And I'm like, okay, dude. When we go tomorrow for Nogi, we'll see who gets the takedown. He's like, it's gonna be me. So I'm like, all right, dude. So for that 7 minute match, because he's got a super fight coming up at the end of March, dude, he probably tried, I mean, 9 double legs on me. Every one of those suckers failed. I may have been lovingly chirping in his ear a little bit too. And then I started like posting on the head. And I like to sometimes block people's eyes, and I do nothing with it. But then I block the eyes, and as he's moving forward, I change levels, blast double. And it was a lot of fun. Nice, dude. We're actually going through passing concepts with our kids right now for Nogi. But anyways, guys, I thought Xander had some stuff posted in here too. Um, I may be wrong. I have to actually show it on. Say that you block the eyes to show it on video. Show me. I want to see it. I do. I do block the eyes a lot. I'll post in the forehead, push in the shoulder. Um, it's basically a lot of stuff I used to do in wrestling when I wrestled in high school and as a kid. I just can't. I can't do knee pulls the way that I used to. It's a little too risky on my back. Okay. Uh, we have Now, I will tell you this. This is Xander. Xander's incredible, guys. Very tough dude. Applies feedback incredibly well. This is Ethan. Ethan, the things you'll see him do sometimes, I want to first say he's not a horrible person, but he's very good, very tough. And also, Xander's very tough and he can take the punishment. But I have not seen this round yet. But I promise you, Addison and I are probably sparring off to the side over there. But this is at our 9 a.m. competition training. But let's see how we can help Xander today. Hopefully we don't have to pray for him too much, because that may be the only answer in some of these situations. Looks like Ethan's working. Xander, you're doing a pretty good job with pressure here, though. Be careful with your... Okay. I will tell you this, Xander, to deal with the omoplata, belt control is really helpful. That was either a wrist lock or a omoplata. I'm assuming that was a wrist lock. And by Ethan's smile he had there for a moment, I'm guessing it was a wrist lock. Okay, so so in this scenario, Xander, you got to make up your mind a little bit what you want to do. If you want to play like headquarters in this knee cut, you want this leg between yours, knee behind the hamstring, and then start playing through here. But once he gets control, he's got your collar. This is kind of an awkward position here. If he has your collar here, dude, this is what I would do. If he doesn't have any control of the sleeve, this hand going up behind the Achilles, keeping this pant grip and looking to set up a stack is probably going to be your best option in the scenario. But it looks like you're kind of not knowing where you want to go here outside of you want to pass the guard and get around the legs, which is why you make this decision here. I would backtrack and square back up. Get a hold of the belt here. So Ethan doesn't do the go for it. But anytime someone starts playing cross sleeve, I like always having control of the belt. Because the only way you could pass is basically this way right here. You don't want to go, you can't pass towards the actual cross sleeve side. You have to pass the opposite way. But you have to have a hold of the belt. Because if you try to pass this way and you don't have a hold of the belt, he's going to go basically 2-on-1 here, to where his left hand comes up to the tricep, and he's going to off balance you to the inside, getting your hand on the mat. But if you have the belt, can't do that. I saw you thinking about it, but if you're going to go back to the foot, I think you have him in heck. Nope. Yeah, control the foot, control the belt, push that foot between your legs and go to headquarters. Don't let go of that foot and go back to the pants. Because then you give him your sleeve, and then now you're in this pickle. Yeah, I would try to be a little more aggressive getting both feet to the hips. Don't frame on the knee. The knee does nothing. I would frame on the shoulder. Try to bring this other leg up and over for like a lasso to frame here. Or let go of the sleeve. And then you knees to your chest, framing on the shoulder. The thing you need to try to prevent is chest to chest. Keeping your knees to your chest. It's the most basic way to explain it. Next time you're in, Xander, ask me this and I'll show you. Yeah, I would have that. I would have their right foot going into play, helping more, because that right foot was on the ground. It made it really easy for him to trap you there. I guarantee Ethan is not a fan of what you just did there. Man, this is where it's interesting with Xander because he's been working a lot of his octopus guards. He can create these unique scrambles. I like that you got this reversal. The only thing that sucks about it is that you don't get any points for reversal. But, dude, you... Oh, no, dude. Is that the shoulder? Oh, he's tapping. What? Maybe it's his shoulder. Because your shoulder's between... Huh. I think that was his shoulder. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, but it's not really doing any of that kind of pressure. His legs aren't really spread apart. He's controlling the pants, the leg. I'm going to have to ask Xander next time I see him. I think I'll see him tonight. What on earth was that? Now be very careful turning your hips, try to turn and face him because you're going to give up. You're going to give up the sweep. This is interesting. Xander is actually trying to work some of the no-gi concepts we've been working through what we call like the locky position, basically stealing what Lachlan Giles has done. He's literally doing the exact mechanics. He just doesn't have the foot. Oh, he's doing it now. He's really going backside 50-50. And this is... He's literally doing what we've been doing at no-gi. You just can't heel hook. No, Xander, you... I guarantee Ethan was probably thinking, you mother fricker, dude. Oh, dude. Dude, that is literally what we've been working in our no-gi right now. You know what's crazy, though? You can actually from... Because backside 50-50 is legal. The position is. But you could push a heel to your butt. Normally you would go for like a inside heel hook. But you can push a heel to the butt, grab the ankle lock with the left side, and then you can go belly down Woj lock. 100% legal. Super strong, too. Xander, I thought you worked a little bit of gubber guard, buddy. You should work some of that. But, I mean, you have been working your double sleeve. I would try to get onto your inside hip there next time, Xander, with the omoplata. And I know you've been working with Ethan on some of that, but I would just revisit that. Show him some of the film and go back over it. I can help you too, but if I know somebody does it really well and it's a part of their game, I mean, you know I'm going to direct you that way. It's actually really good, Xander. Dude, Xander's like, he's not just like a tough dude, but he's got awkward jiu-jitsu. And at random times, it's really disruptive and difficult to deal with. Like, it catches you off guard. It's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, I got to get ready for jiu-jitsu. Ethan's mom had to have her birthday today, which means he's got to go celebrate his mom's birthday. I'm just kidding. It's totally fine, but he is going to be gone, so that means I got to get to the gym, get things cleaned up, ready to go, coach your kids class, coach your adults, and then, man, do what we love, which is Jiu Jitsu. So you guys know the whole spiel. Any type of engagement with the actual YouTube is a big way to support. The only way that this basically supports the channel and what we're doing, number one, the easiest way to support is you being a part of it, like me chatting with you guys today, Sean being in here, some of the other guys that have been in here. Like, I love people and I love interacting with people and helping them with jiu-jitsu. But if you guys also, down below, you guys will notice there's like a way that you can join the school group, and the link's down below. That's one way to support the channel. It's also going to get you access to my lapel guard instructional. And then also there's like channel members. You guys can look actually on the YouTube channel. If you click on the join part, I plan on adding more things to that to add more value and more of a benefit and everything of that nature. I just realized I think Xander spelled sparring wrong right here. Xander, I just got done bragging about you, about how smart you are, buddy. And you are very smart. But my guy, you're not spelling supercalifragilisticexpialidocious here. You are spelling sparring. I don't think this is how you spell sparring, my guy. Anyways, that's my ADHD brain kicking in. But if you guys want to support the channel, just being a part of it, liking, commenting, all that fun stuff, it helps a lot. But you guys can also join the group and join the channel as well if it benefits you guys. So yeah. Well, Sean, I wasn't going to say this, but your biggest strength is also not spelling, but that's okay. As long as if I know what you mean, we're good, dude. Listen, Sean, you're a dog. You play lapel guard. You like the gi more than no gi. And you're not afraid to take the gi off to show those kids who's boss. It's my kind of guy. My kind of guy. So if you can't spell cat, hey, it's all good. I mean, look at the community stuff that I chose to have. It's skool.com. SKOOL. What the heck? You know what I mean? So anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I really appreciate you. And still working through like on a streaming schedule. I want to do as much as I can. But I got a family and kids. And I got a business to run. So we're going to figure that out. We're going to do as much as we can. But I got internet at my house now, so it's going to be a lot easier to do. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy out there, and I'll see you guys soon.